ATA filing for bankruptcy, shutting down, leaving workers without a job and passengers without a way to vacation. What if this happened to you? Would you be able to bounce back if you're fired just like that? After the break, don't miss advice on how to help turn tragedy into maybe triumph.
Out for work one day, only to find out that you don't have a job anymore. It happened to more than 2,000 ATA workers yesterday, and it can really happen to anyone. So what do you do? Joining us now is Tim Duggar with Career Transition Strategies to offer some advice to really, how common is this? Because this seems like almost everyone's nightmare.
Jenna, I've done this for over 26 years, and everybody I deal with is going through some level of stress and crisis. This one's big when a company lays off this many people at the same time. The mother with 3 kids that's been living paycheck to paycheck finds himself unemployed with no severance. Very stressful. Very stressful,
and you can almost feel, right, when you lose your job, that you're losing your identity.
Absolutely. You know, anybody that's a parent knows that sometimes you're called Kristen's dad or Mary's mom, and yet your job is also who so many of your friends and family identify you as. You're the assistant to the president. You're the person that keeps the planes flying. It's very stressful as well to lose that identity.
So it's typical to go through almost a grieving process, right? And to let yourself go through that?
It's similar in some ways to death when you go through the 5 steps of grieving. A job loss just hits you so hard that you've got to take time and understand and go through the emotional process of grieving and coming out the other side, finally accepting and moving forward.
And then talk to other people, right? Don't isolate yourself.
One of the very first things that I suggest to people is that don't try to hide this. It's not your fault. This is a big layoff for a lot of people that had very little control over what was going on. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to tell your friends, tell your family, get the word out there, because they're your best source for finding a new position.
Right, they might know something at their company, and then also pick up the phone, call your creditors.
Oh yes. I have always suggested that rather than get yourself into financial trouble, if you've been living paycheck to paycheck, which pretty much many people are, let the creditors know, and they will work with you. Don't wait 2 or 3 months until you're behind.
And you also say don't lose touch with your coworkers, right?
As part of support groups and looking for support groups out there, with a group this size, get your team together, get your friends together that you've been working with, set up breakfasts every Monday morning and share ideas and plot out what are we going to do to find a job this week.
Maybe take that time to put together your resume. You're going to need that.
Resume, get it together immediately. Yes, you're going through some emotional times, but put that resume together now. And don't count on sending out just 1 or 2 to the job boards. It takes volume and it takes accuracy to put those resumes into the hands of people that are going to be able to utilize them.
And although it's difficult, try to be patient, right? I mean, that's probably one of the hardest things, but be patient. You're going to get through this eventually.
This is the first day of the rest of your life. Many people come away with a position better than they ever had before, but it's going to be a stressful process to get there.
All right, Tim Duggar, thanks so much for coming in this morning. I think you might be busy the next few days. Of course, if you want more information, to contact Tim, we have all the information on the screen. Also going to find it on our website, fox59.com. At 7:15, we're going to have over to Jim O'Brien for a look at today's weather. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.